What's up, YouTube? It's your boy 09 Big Grizzly. I'm here with a different kind of special. You know what I'm saying? There has been a lot of speculations about the ban list for March. I mean, even though it's a couple months away, we all pretty much know that Konami's only gonna limit and or ban a few things. You know, but this is my prediction for the list. Well, some of this stuff will be on the list, and some of it won't. As you know, they won't put it all on there. But here's some things that I think that Konami is considering limiting. My reasoning behind it will all be based on gameplay. So, banned. I think Konami knows this just like we know it. That Dark Hole, we've had our fun with it. And now fun's over. It needs to go away. It causes too many problems, especially if you're playing xaviers and they get a bunch of Dark Souls on the field. They'll recruit playing zombies and goblin zombie, sweep the field, or then go for OTK with light sworns or what have you. Either way, this card is still horrible, and there was a reason it got banned. And yeah, and a card that should have been banned a long time ago, Cold Wave. Everyone loves Cold Wave, especially if you're a Flumvale player, you're an Xavier player. Pretty much any deck that gets massive advantage really fast loves this card. With all the back rows being played, this card needs to go. It really does. It really does, because it causes too many problems. The time for it to go has finally come, and I think Cold Wave will go straight to the ban list for a long time, if not ever. Those are the only two cards I thought would be banned. So the limited, they're gonna bring back Heavy Storm. If this happens, they're bringing back Heavy Storm. Why? Because they have to do something. They won't just leave us with. They can't leave us with nothing to fight 10 back rows with. Exaggeration, of course, but to fight 5 back rows with, 4 back rows with every turn. And I think that Heavy Storm will come back because Cold Wave will go. Something that I think, because this card should have also been limited. The deck's okay, but it's gotten a lot of support. If you build the deck right, the deck's really horrible. It beats a lot of tier 1 decks, especially if you get it off, and it's Absolute Zero. Absolute Zero must go to 1. I mean, well, not even 1. Let's scratch that. It'll probably be semi'd, because they don't want to completely kill the deck. But with Paradox Fusion, 3 Absolute Zeros is just way too much, because it goes away and then it comes back, and then it goes away and then it comes back. You do this with Mask of Darkness a few times, and you pretty much got game by Absolute Zero. You can't start. You can't do a whole lot, especially if you Paradox Fusion cards that could really go for the game. Paradox Fusion won't be limited because there are too many heroes to limit Paradox Fusion, and not enough of them are useful enough to summon. So Absolute Zero needs to at least be semi'd. So I'm sorry for that being kind of in the wrong section. But Dandelion does need to go back. We've played 3 Dandelion, we've played 2 Dandelion. Dandelion needs to go back to 1. Quick draw decks are abusing this card. Pretty much any deck that runs any deck, most decks like Light Sworn and stuff have started to go this, but if you run Growth Bulb, this card can really make or break a duel. Nil it out with Growth Bulb, then get you a Synchron, get you a Formula Synchron, and the possibilities are endless from there. But this card is the main cause of the quick draw deck success, in my opinion, because there's only so much you can do with a Quillboat. There's only so much you can do with a Treeborn Frog. There's only so much you can do with all those other things that come along with the deck. Dandelion is the lifeblood of that deck. It is. I think so, and I think Dandelion needs to go back to 1. As much as I love this card and hate to see it go, it needs to go back to 1. Debris Dragon. Now, why Debris Dragon to 1 instead of 2? Because a lot of players, except for those recently the new decks that have been playing around with need to go, because you can do this with Snowman Eater and go off. You can go off with so many synchros, and especially they need to limit both of them, because Debris Drag, even with Dandelion at 1, if Debris Drag is still sitting around at 2 or 3 problems, there'll still be a lot of problems. And I think limiting them to 1 it'll hurt the quick draw deck significantly, but it'll force people to stop. It'll force a lot of the plays from quick draw to change. If they don't get both, they should get 1, more preferably Dandelion. Okay, every like ban list, they always try to get something back that they know was a horrible mistake, and I think the card that they're gonna take back this ban list, because they need to, is Black Rose. Putting Black Rose to 3 was a horrible idea. Horrible. So easy to summon. So easy to get off. So easy to pot of average. Free nuke, and then if you have game in your hand, with no telling what you can do with this card. This card is way, it's not broken, but really close, in my opinion. Really close. Something that must go. I don't have one because they're too expensive, and I don't have that kind of money. I'm a college student. But if you can't read it, it's Solemn Warning. Solemn Warning to me is mini Solemn Judgment, and it has caused more havoc than Solemn Judgment causes it at 1. 3 Solemn Warnings is just way too much, and they need to do the right thing and send it to 1. Something that we all know is coming, regardless. It's gonna make 6am players mad, but I don't have any gateways with me. But Gateway of the 6 is gonna have to go. Just like Black Whirlwind had to go, just like things like that had to go. So does Gateway of the 6. Because of the new samurais that are coming out, the 6 samurai deck is gonna be mega broken if they don't do anything about it. At the very least, I'd send it to 1. I suggest sending it to 1. But if Konami does decide to do anything to it, at least semi-limited. Because having 3 gateways, 2 gateways is still horrible if it gets off. I think Battle Fader should go, because Battle Fader is a good card, but they always limit the cards that block game saves. And he has his own loop, and it's ridiculous. Him and Dimensional Alchemist make for like this stupid circle of life thing, where you pretty much just keep getting away with Battle Fader. I think he should go to 1, because Gores had to go, Trago had to go, they all had to go, and Battle Fader's time is coming. X-Sabers, 2 cards really. The first one, I think Fotro should go to 1. Because smart players run him at 2 anyway, and with Dark Soul and a lot of other things, he's too easy. Even just Dark Soul, he's just really easy to get out. He's really easy to recruit to your hand, and somehow they seem to draw him because of the deck runs through itself with all his potted duels and stuff. He is the main source. The loop comes through Fotro, and I think if you stop Fotro, then you stop a lot of what X-Sabers can do to you. But I think the bigger problem, who needs to be at 1, is Dark Soul. Simple. Why? Dark Soul is the main reason. Is how they get all their stuff. He's free. Unless you remove him from game, or negate his effect somehow, or have a Thunder King on the field, Dark Soul's effect is gonna apply. And they're gonna get stuff that they need in their hand. They're gonna hold it for their 1-for-1s and Rekiguras, and once they unleash it, it's over. It's over if Dark Soul gets out of hand. So I think it needs to go to 1. Another card I think should go to 1 is a card that really is kind of been under the radar. But Frog OTKs, FTKs, whatever you want to call them, are dangerous for a reason. They banned Substitute because they tried to alleviate the problem. And the true problem with frogs was always this guy. Swap Frog. At the very least, send him. At the very most, at least limit him to 1. because even 2 is dangerous. They're easily recruited, they recruit other frogs, and bad things can happen. Especially with all these formula decks out, sending Fishborgs and Treeborns all over the place. This guy is gonna be horrible. If he survives this format, he won't survive the next. Just my opinion. That's pretty much it for the semis, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna I have to do a part 2 because this has been a really long video. So check out part 2. I'll try to send a link to it. But it's your boy 09 Big Grizzly signing out.